Let's dive into how a data consumer can use the Data Marketplace tool. Right now, I'm logged in as a regular user from an entity. Currently, our login is set up with standard authentication for demonstration purposes. You can envision this being integrated with a single sign-on system, allowing users to log in with their Windows login credentials. As a consumer, when I log in, I have limited access to what I can view. I can see the available products for consumption, my personal profiles, and so forth. Now, I'll head over to the marketplace and check out all the products. On the left-hand side, you'll notice the main categories, which are fully customizable. For instance, selecting Census will display census-related data, while choosing National Statistics will reveal national statistics. Selecting All will show all the tables available. If there are multiple pages, you can navigate through them by clicking the page numbers. In this example, I'm exploring a GIS building to understand how the data is presented. There are several features. If you like a data product, you can simply like it. You can also rate the product and see who published it. If you notice a different color icon, it indicates that I have already subscribed. Before subscribing, I want to preview the data product to see its details. Clicking on the product reveals its type. Here, it's a table with 7,000 records published. The data originates from a relational table with a data quality score of 21.05, averaging across 2 domains. The domains scored 42 and 0, respectively. You'll also see who the stakeholders are for this data product. Clicking on a stakeholder provides more details. You'll find information about the assets and a data preview, including building zones, usage, block codes, and municipality codes. It also shows data profiling for each column. If you're ready to subscribe, you can do so right here. If you wish to mark this data product as a favorite, just click here. It will be added to your profile. Additionally, there's an option to print it. Once you're set to subscribe, click the subscribe button. You'll be prompted to agree to a data sharing agreement, ensuring compliance with the policies in place. The agreement is based on data sharing templates created by the publisher. For instance, this product is published by NPC. Clicking Next, you're asked why you need this data product. Possible reasons include inter-entity transfer, reporting, or regulatory compliance. I'll select one. Then you specify where you'd like the data product delivered. You have options like file-based, API-based, or relational database. The entity admin sets the database location. For this demo, I'll go with the file template. Next, you determine how often you need this data. I'll choose monthly. Additional frequencies may be added soon, but currently, you can select one-time, monthly, or quarterly. The purpose for needing this is for internal reporting, and that's about it. Let's say it's for reporting purposes. Now, if you have specific delivery requirements, you'll specify them here. I'll indicate that I need the facility to download from the marketplace. Finally, I'll click Submit. To clarify, all the data, including data profiling and data quality rules, is sourced from the IDMC data catalog, not created by the marketplace. It's essentially reading the statistics metadata from CDGC, an IDMC product. If I no longer need a subscription, I can click Unsubscribe, and it will be removed. If I go to my favorite products, I can see those I've marked as favorites, any personal details, and change my password. Note: password changes are only possible for local accounts. SAML single sign-on accounts are excluded. To view all my requests, I can navigate back to the data products. If I discover a data product doesn't exist, I'll request a new one. In this scenario, if the desired product isn't available, I'll create a new request for a country reference data product. I'll specify the entity, NPC in this case, and indicate whether it's a lookup table. Here, I'll request a list of country codes from NPC and submit. This creates 2 requests, one for an existing data product and one for a new product currently unavailable. I'll submit the requests. Next, I'll log out and then log back in as the approver. Now, I'm logging in as NPC since the data product request was made by a user from NPC. The NPC business data owner is the first level of approval. Approval involves 2 steps. business or data owner approval, and fulfillment by the technical team. The workflow is fully customizable with as many approval levels as needed. For demonstration, we're only showing 2 levels. Now, I'll log in and check if there are any requests for approval. In my inbox, I see an order requested by the user and currently pending my approval. If I wish to add a comment, I can do so, perhaps asking for more business requirements. This comment becomes part of the interaction record between the approvers and the requester. After adding a comment, I'll review the request. It's for internal reporting purposes. If I'm satisfied with the details, I'll approve it. By approving, the request advances to the approval queue and is then forwarded to technical users for fulfillment. I'll log out and log back in as the technical data owner. In my inbox, I find the request. I'll review it, noting any comments left by previous approvers. Satisfied with the details, I'll approve it, confirming the data will be available through the marketplace as it's file-based. For fulfillment, since the user requested a file, I'll upload it by dragging and dropping it into the designated area and submit. The request status updates to under review and then published. The order is fulfilled successfully. I'll log back in as the requester to check the status. Heading to my profile, I'll see the subscription status for the GIS building data, which is approved. Finally, I'll click on the details to review the subscription specifics. Now, I'll navigate to the Profile section. Since the file is approved, I can now download it. Also, if you're interested in seeing the history, you can view what content each approver provided. With that, I can express my gratitude, as that completes the full story. Next up, we have one of the most important features, comparing 2 different products. I'll be setting up a comparison between 2 distinct items. First, I'll establish one entity and possibly create a BCS establishment too. To start the comparison, I'll head to the Comparison section and click on it. Here, I'll select the dataset I want, which will be the BCS establishment. Then, I'll choose the related counterpart, which is the GIS establishment, for comparison. The system will show the security levels. One is top secret, and the other is public. These belong to different categories, with one being customer data and the other census data. This setup is for demonstration purposes only. We can check the average rating and see if there's data available for preview. Yes, there is. You'll be able to see all the information and scorecards for comparison. If the users like what they see, they can subscribe directly from here. With that, we've covered the basic functionality of the tool. Now, I'll log in as the administrator to see how a dataset is published. Here, as an example, you can view how many data products are published in the marketplace, how many are sample data, and how many are unpublished. If you want to see unpublished items, just click here, and they'll display. To view published items, simply click on Published, and they will appear. If there's an issue with a data product, or if you need to release an update, you can choose to unpublish it. By selecting an item and clicking Unpublish, the unpublished count increases and the published count decreases. When an item is unpublished, it won't be available in the marketplace for others to access. You can always go back and publish it again. Now, let's look at the delivery setup. If you prefer receiving data in a relational table, you can create a connection in the one-time setup. By clicking on New Database, you can select from options like SQL Server and Oracle, with more connections available in the future. Upon clicking, you'll need to provide a login name and password to set it up. The delivery setup offers multiple options, including a template selection. You can choose whether it's a file template, relational, or API. This can be configured at each entity level. For file-level settings, decide which file types will be allowed. Next, consider the method of delivery. The options include file, API, and relational, with the usage context being the data sharing agreement. Here, we outline the consent needed from the consumer. The delivery template depends on the template name, format, and delivery mechanism. Then, select the active network. That concludes this section. Another key feature is onboarding new entities into the marketplace. Currently, we have NPC, the whole government central platform, and SKH. To add a new ministry, simply click on New Ministry. To create new users, you can view and select them, such as SKH, and they'll automatically appear. To create a new user, click on New User and enter the Qatari ID, name, email, and phone number. They'll receive a notification to activate their account. Once activated, they can log in and upload a profile picture if they wish. Roles within the marketplace are quite detailed. You can create a new role and specify the options available. After creating the role, assign permissions for viewing, creating, updating, or deleting pages. Standard roles are available, but custom roles can also be created. A key feature is the Reset tab, which allows users to return to the last page they worked on as they navigate. In Settings, you can configure which AI component is used for searches, select the workflow engine available, define scenarios for invoking workflows, and manage events. For instance, you can save subscription workflows. You'll find a start, an action, and an approval step in workflows. To create a new workflow, simply click on New Workflow and set up what users can do at the Start node. Once a workflow is created, it must be published to be available in the marketplace. You can also unpublish a workflow, and it will be reflected here. This covers most of the functionality. The UI integrates AI and supports the Arabic language, which will soon be deployed. Additionally, there's a dashboard feature. Currently, the dashboard is a mock-up page. Clicking on it reveals details like the number of active products, onboarded entities, active products on various timelines, active marketplace users, available sharing contracts, and subscription consumption by users. That wraps up the overall functionality we wanted to cover. Thank you.